Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Friday How to Take Over the World session. My name is Mark, and I'm your host for today. Thanks very much for giving up your chilly Friday morning to be with us. It is one good thing is that we are past halfway back towards summer, so that's one positive that we can take out of today. It's been a busy week. I've actually been man down for most of it, so it has been nice to see everybody else keep the ship afloat in my absence. So thank you to everybody who has gotten stuck in. I'm going to jump straight into the presentations because I'm sure that people would far rather hear from the other presenters than me. But let's jump in and just touch on a couple of things that we've worked on this week. Just a reminder of our purpose. We work with high growth entrepreneurs to tackle twin challenges of access to finance. That can be everything from capital raising, ESD programs, DTRC grants, incentives, getting your business funding ready. And then on the other side of the equation, we look at the other side, which is access to markets, which includes content communications, public relations, business developments, and triple BE initiatives. Just a tune to get you going this Friday is Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. It was actually written in 1986, but it actually only took off in 1988 after performing it live at the Nelson Mandela 70th concert. Interesting fact about this is that she wasn't actually supposed to perform the song on the night, but she had to stand in for Stevie Wonder, and after that it went global. So that was quite a cool fact there. What are we working on this week? So on the media and content side, we are doing social content for the next move. AMS is doing a lot of work there. We've done a media release for Solana Energy, who is one of our new clients. We've been doing a couple of opinion pieces for one of our banking clients. And we have done some website copy for a UK client. There's been a couple of people involved in that project. And then end of the month, it is reporting season. So we are out there knocking off various reports for clients. So thank you to everybody for helping out and getting those over the line. What else have we worked on? So this week we presented with the guys from SME.tax, a legal and compliance workshop. It was run at the Sharks. I think there were about 70 odd people on the call taking into consideration the Exaro cohort and some of our team. So that was good. There was nice attendance there. Em put out her next episode of her Women in Business podcast, and she chatted to Farai, who heads up the chief partnership role at the Youth Employment Service. Nelly's been incredibly busy this week. She's been finishing up the recruiting for Amachle. She got dumped in right in the deep end, and she has delivered brilliantly in terms of getting those youth set up for Amachle. So we're very happy about that. And we start another round of recruiting for Solana next week. AMS has been working on this campaign with Kelsey, with this Tech in Check, which is looking really good. And I think if you keep watching the social media, you'll enjoy it. So basically what they've done is they've taken a couple of the technology apps, and people are saying, how they use them in their health and wellness journeys. Just want to maybe touch on this just again to remind you why your work matters. I think there's nothing worse than going to a job where you're just going through the motions. In terms of a lot of the work that we're doing, you're contributing to two key issues the country faces. Number one, renewable energy for those that are working on the Solana project. It's going to be a quite important thing to actually dealing with the topic of renewable energy and getting energy onto the grid. The second element to be able to look at is the youth employment issue. So whether we are doing it for Amachle, whether we are doing it for the scooter projects, whether it's the electricians for the renewable energy project, you are contributing toward creating youth jobs, which is a major issue in the country at the moment. Big lessons from the previous week, the importance of templates and processes. If you don't know what the client is supposed to expect, then how does the client know what you've delivered? We've had quite a lot of discussions about this, and it's an ongoing discussion internally for this, is making sure that the client knows what they're actually getting, and we're able to then account for what the work that we've put in at the end of the month. Some of the things we are watching this week. First one is lifting of COVID-19 restrictions in South Africa will boost the tourism and events industry. I think that's a bit of good news for everybody who's been involved in that space, whether it's concerts, conferences, etc. That's a big change, and I think if tourism is one of those industries which can bring in a lot of much needed international forex revenue, so that's very cool. Big topic obviously globally is the topic of inflation. South Africa has hit 6.5%. And it means that there will be another interest rate increase next month and possibly the month after that as well. So those who've got debt, just be aware of that. Interesting, just because we've done a lot of content around ESG investing and a lot of talk on renewable energy. A lot of because of the Russian issues in Ukraine and the sanctions there, a lot of these countries, Germany, Dutch, a lot of the European countries are now having to switch back on the coal power plants, and that has a big, obviously when they were talking all this renewable energy, it still doesn't come close to the amount of energy that is being produced from the coal stations. So interesting shift there. And I mean, it's actually interesting because South Africa obviously exports a lot of coal and has a lot of coal resources, so might inadvertently be a beneficiary from that. Just for those that are interested in some of the investment things, if you're interested, there's currently a YouTube or interview series similar to our Meet the Management. It's called Unlock the Stock. This week they looked at Attack, who are the guys that own Waterfall City. They're out toward Midrand. And what's quite interesting about them is they, instead of building up little development, a cluster home type things like Baldwin, they tend to position themselves as building cities. So have a look at, if you're interested in the property sector and looking for something to invest in, that's quite an interesting story. And Capital Appreciation, which is we've featured them a couple of times on the Meet the Management. In the US, Gilead, so this interesting company, it's got a very good dividend track record, but interestingly, they've developed a HIV treatment technology. Basically, you would be able to take an injection twice a year as an HIV treatment mechanism. So that's quite an interesting thing. And then Medtronic, some of you will be familiar with Medtronic. They do all the medical devices, and they actually funded one of our Blossom Care sites around the country. And they are doing some interesting things in terms of moving into the robotic surgeries. So those very high definition robotic surgeries, a lot of people are saying that Medtronic could be one of those shares to watch in that space because they've got a very good track record. So those are just some of the things we are watching this week. I'm going to stop there. And did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think we're ready for the presentations.
Cool. Then with that, I'm going to hand over to Nelly, who's going to be presenting for the first time on this series. So Nelly, over to you.
Thank you. Okay, let me share my screen. Can you guys all see it?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nelly Mohale. I have recently joined the Tekusatio team as a human capital administrator. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Today, I will be talking about professional development. I will focus mainly on the importance and benefits of professional development on both the business and the employees. Professional development involves the process of gaining more knowledge and skills to achieve your full potential as a professional. The examples of professional development include, amongst other things, courses, classes, training, or any other educational initiatives that may be implemented in the workplace. This educational or training opportunities can be relevant to a professional's work, or it could be done voluntarily outside of work. This process ensures that your knowledge and skills remain current in the industry that you're in, as the job market is already competitive. The importance of professional development is that it helps with your career growth, and it empowers employees to excel in their current positions and even in their future positions. It also allows people to stay up to date with current trends. As I already mentioned, that the job market is already competitive, and you'd want to stand out to potential employers or professional connections. Professional development can benefit both the individuals and businesses. I'll firstly highlight the benefits for individuals and then go on to highlight the benefits for businesses. Firstly, for individuals, it creates new opportunities, because by continuously learning and improving yourself as an individual, you put yourself in a better position to attract new opportunities, and the skills that you acquire make those opportunities to be accessible to you. This is also because your skills, as I've already mentioned, would be up to date with the current trends. Secondly, it creates a competitive advantage for you. As I mentioned that the job market is immensely competitive, professional development gives you a better advantage to stand out to potential employers or professional connections. It also helps with personal development because you become more confident, and that boosts your confidence, and you become more confident in yourself and in your work. This leads to you improving your levels of productivity, because I always say that, and I always believe that when you feel good, you do good. So this helps you to perform more effectively and efficiently as a professional. The benefits for the business are as follows. Firstly, it increases retention. When businesses invest in professional development and create professional development opportunities in the workplace for its employees, it shows the employees that the business cares about the staff and the development of the staff. And that leads to the employees staying in the business because they are in an environment that enables them to grow as professionals. Secondly, it motivates the staff. As the staff knows and feels that they are more motivated because the business cares about their development and their growth. Thirdly, it leads to the staff to perform and be productive in their work. The staff become to be more involved and come up with new ideas from the new skills and knowledge that they acquired through professional development. The staff becomes more confident in their work and gain credibility because of the new skills and certifications that they would have obtained through professional development. There are ways in which you can develop yourself professionally as an individual. Firstly, you should read more. You develop a habit of reading more, because I believe that the more you read is the more you learn new things. And reading also helps you to improve your writing skills and your critical thinking skills also. Secondly, you can enroll in a training program or short courses. This will help you to improve on skills that you want to work on and to also learn new things. Thirdly, you can get a hobby or find a hobby. Find something that you enjoy doing outside of work so that you are able to relax and blow off some steam. This will also help you with a balanced lifestyle, because you will not always be working all the time. You'll also have time to relax and also take care of yourself. Thirdly, build a network. I believe that in your career life, you should focus also on building a network, because it helps you to form meaningful connections in your career life and share information and also learning new things from other people that you would have connected to in your professional life. Then lastly, share your knowledge. Sometimes the best way to master and understand something is to actually teach it. Talking about something that you've learned or something that interests you helps you to understand it even more better, and you're able to learn more because you'll be communicating with other people. In closing, I'd like to share a quote by Brian Tracy that reads, "Continuous learning is the minimum requirement for success in any field." Thank you. I hope you have a good weekend. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Nelly. I think well done. First, first one out the way, so that's awesome. And I think this, I mean, something Renee and I've actually been chatting about quite a lot is this, looking at the team and the professional development and the learning thing. And I mean, I know we're busy doing, breaking down a bit of a skills budget for everybody, but even on that. That session we did this week, we were with Tyron and them, this topic of specialist knowledge came up quite a lot. I know KG's just recently written a bunch of exams, but he's becoming a specialist in the field of tax, and tax law is constantly changing, and his ability to be competitive, and I think there was the word competitive was in there, that ability is something you can only maintain by constantly getting new new skills and staying current with a lot of things. One of the things we were talking about, and I were talking about yesterday, is the short courses are great, the Udemy type things, but a lot of them are quite general in nature. So we were debating, what do we invest, how much do we put to which people, and what skills do we specifically want on the team. I mean, there's a thing on negotiation, and where are our strengths and weaknesses. So I'm very happy with that. Great presentation, an important one, and I think it's topical at the moment. Anybody else got any comments from their side?
I also think something that you brought up that was quite cool is that you shouldn't necessarily wait for something to happen or for a course to start, but the small things that you can already do, like if you're not willing to open a book and read a book, then you're not necessarily going to gain from that course that you're going to attend. So yeah, a valuable point. Thanks, Nelly.
Yep, I agree with that. I mean, I think, there's often this perception, and just because I can see Jonathan on the call, whether he's listening or whether he's half asleep or not, I'm not sure. But this thing that you often perceive, this idea that you can, that education kind of stops when you finish school, and I'm not a very good example of this because my education in many ways did stop when I finished school. But the majority of opportunities are going to come through achieving practical work experience coupled with specialist knowledge in a sector. So super topical, and really appreciate that. And good job, Nelly. It's nice to get your first one out the way, and it was a good presentation. Ams, over to you.
Goeiemôre julle. Well done, Nelly, on your first presentation. I think you killed it, girl. Can you guys see my screen?
We can.
We can.
Alrighty. So, just getting my notes together. Good morning, team, and a very special warm one to our guests. For those who don't know me, I am Amber, and the focus of my presentation this morning is bionic reading. So, what if you could have reading powers that allow you to scan through a text, skipping words like surfing, and still retain all the information? Well, that's an ability that Bionic Reading has created, and it's going viral. So what is Bionic Reading? It is a tool created by a Swiss developer and typography expert known as Renato Kossuth. And this tool revises text by highlighting the most concise part of words, and this creates an artificial fixation point that guides the eye through text while the brain remembers previously learned words more quickly. So this is a before and after image, text image shared on a viral tweet. The tweet quoted, "It's incredible how reading this feels like finally unlocking 100% of your brain." So I'd like for us to take a moment to read through the two texts and share your experience on the chat section. So this tweet has to date over 110,000 likes, and thousands of retweets and quote tweets, with many users online amazed by the difference between regular text and the new Bionic Reading. So according to Bionic Reading, the aim is to promote reading and comprehension of textual content and focus in a hectic and noisy world. Have we all gone through it? Are we good to go to the next slide?
Yep.
Alrighty. So I'm sure you're thinking, this is not the first system designed to support people as they read. There are other methods such as speed reading. So what makes Bionic Reading different? So Kasut says that there are striking differences between Bionic Reading and other methods such as speed reading. He says that, and I quote, Bionic Reading does not have to be learned because it happens intuitively. There are users who can read faster with BR, but there are also readers who have dyslexia that can read better. And then there are readers who professionally should read more focused while using Bionic Reading. So according to the team at Bionic Reading, there is feedback. According to the team at Bionic Reading, there is feedback that indicates people with dyslexia immediately understood the content of various texts the first time they read them using this system. These individuals also said that comprehension and focus was nearly impossible when reading without the help of the system. And this goes to support the statistics on the slide, and there is more research being done on the reading system as it is something that is quite recent. So how do I access this reading tool? Now, it is important to note that myself and Dikisachio are not in any way promoting this tool or affiliated with it, as Mark mentions usually at the beginning of the sessions. The purpose of our Friday sessions is to bond as a team by sharing our interests, ideas, and learnings. So with that out of the way, Bionic Reading is available as a converter through a web version where you can upload your text and it'll be converted into Bionic text. It is also available on various iOS and macOS apps, and it has also been released on Chrome extension. So you can access this tool easily through the website linked on the slide. So if you read and write for a living, Bionic Reading is worth a try. I close with Kasut's very own words in response to a question posed by Newsweek in an interview. He says, and I quote, Bionic Reading supports the reader as long as one is willing to be guided. So we love hearing from you. And if you do try this method of reading, don't forget to share experience with us. Tag us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. And I close by mentioning that my role deals with content development, public relations, and communications. So if you ever need any of these, feel free to contact us. Contact me via ember@dicusachio.co.za. And that is me this morning. Thank you, team, for the platform, and thank you to our guests for joining us.
I love how far you've come. Like it's I can listen to you talk all day. You're a rock star. Very cool presentation, and I mean I think there's this topic of ability to read, and particularly when we have so much information being thrown at us. I think one thing when I said I was a generalist, I think the one thing that's always helped me is I'm able to read and read a lot. So yeah, very interesting topic. So well done, Ems. Anybody else got any thoughts or comments? Paula says she's definitely going to try it because she's been a slow reader. Anybody else got comments? Oh, deadly silence. So I think everyone's busy downloading apps and going to try it. So well done, Ems. With that, I am going to call today a wrap. There's quite a lot on the go, so I will reach out to the rest of you individually. Have a fabulous Friday. It is payday. Whoop whoop. And we will hopefully have another successful week next week. So thanks everybody for getting out of bed and sharing what you're working on this week, and we shall chat again on Monday. Cheers everybody.
Thanks, guys. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy
Cheers.
Friday. Bye.
Bye.